Good morning. Chris Whelan here from the Center of Business Excellence, Building Better Businesses. I wanted to talk to you today about building better businesses through building better systems, better processes. Imagine a situation where you're permanently busy, right? You're chasing your tail a bit. You're not quite sure where things are. And I've seen this in many businesses. We've all probably been there, where a person's really busy. Every day they're doing stuff. Every week they're doing stuff. Every month they're doing stuff. They've got zero, or they've got MYOB or something like that in their business. And so the accounting taken care of, but the actual systems of running the business just aren't there. And it feels like, for people, it feels like they're, as I say, permanently busy, permanently chasing their tail. They're not quite sure of what to do. Every time they want to do something, they have to reinvent the wheel. And that is so common amongst people that they haven't got good systems, they haven't got good processes. They think, no, but it's fine, I've got it in my head, I know what I'm doing. Right, and that thing I've got it in my head, if it's not written down, it really doesn't exist. Unfortunately, many people think in their head they almost don't want to let themselves go. They don't want to admit to themselves that actually in their head just isn't good enough. So they haven't documented it down. What happens in that situation? Well, three things really, at least three things. One, massive stress. Personally, for you as a business owner, you haven't got it written down, it's all in your head. You've got to remember it every single time. And so the stress levels go through the roof. Why? Because you actually permanently having to chase your tail, permanently having to think, oh, hang on, have I remembered this thing? So that's the first point. There's very few standard ways of doing things because it's in your head. So every time you come to even a simple thing like phoning a customer, how do you do that? Well, every time you kind of get habits, and you get good habits, you get bad habits, but every single time you've got to rethink about it. When you've got to deliver something, when you're going to build something, you've got to think about each time. Think, did I do it this way last time? Did I do it differently? So the stress levels go through the roof. The result of that, of course, is that it leads to poor return on investment, less money than you could have, because each time you have to think about it. Every time you have to redo it, it takes time. And as we know, time is money. So thinking about it, having to redo it, having to replan it each time takes extra effort. And so your money, the actual return goes down. And the third thing is that it potentially leads to chaos, right? And I don't mean chaos in terms of total, ridiculously all over the show chaos, but chaos in terms of you're not getting consistent delivery. You're not getting, your customers don't know, hang on, can we expect this person to do it the same way they did it last time? Your team doesn't know because it's all getting reinvented again. And it's, as I say, it's not in your head, it's not a standard process. So that's problematic. And so poor customer service, poor team delivery, lack of training, lack of communication, because people don't know what they're doing. It's all in the person's head. It's all, maybe it's in your head, maybe it's in your team member's head. Each time there's a miscommunication. So stress, bad return on investment, less money, less ability to be consistent, all negative consequences of not having documented, well thought out systems. The converse of that, though, is equally true. When a person has taken it out of their head, they've put it down, they've taken the time and effort to write it down, first thing's going to happen, you're going to get consistency. And consistency of training, consistency of communication. Your customers know what to expect, so that's massively beneficial. The second thing is you don't have to think about it each time. You know what you're doing, you've got it documented, so you get more time back in your life as a business owner or as a manager. That means you can spend more time thinking about what's required in your business. You can work on your business rather than in it. And you can do that, you can scale what you're trying to do. You can do it without the chaos that comes with scaling, or that can come with scaling, because you've actually spent the time, you've invested the effort, so you can do things, get more time back. So that's the second point. And the third thing is, as a direct consequence, you're in control, right? If you're in control, your stress levels come down. Your stress levels come down, you can enjoy life more. Pretty powerful motivators there, I think. So let's just think about for a second, what is a system, right? A system is something to save you time, energy, and money, right? Think about the word system, saving you time, energy, and money. That's what a system does. There's really four main areas in any business that you want to systemize. Firstly, systems and technology. So what are your management systems? What technology platform you're using? People and education, right? So how are you building your teams? How are you attracting people? How are you retaining them? How are you growing people? Delivery and distribution, how are you serving your customers? Are you doing that in a consistent way so that people know exactly what to expect each time? And then testing and measuring. Now that is an interesting one, because do you know your numbers? Do you know when you do something, when you spend money on marketing, what your return on investment is going to be? When you spend, what your gross profit is, depending on what business you're in. what your gross profit is, what your utilization rates are. So systems and technology, people and education, delivery and distribution, and testing and measuring. Those are the four main areas. And here's the thing which is absolutely critical about getting decent systems and what I call leverage, right? Build it once, spend the time, spend the effort, and it'll take time, take effort, but do it once and you've got it forever. There's probably 8 or 9, excuse me, key steps to systemizing any business, to getting good systems in any business. And it starts with your vision, your mission, and your culture, right at the top. Why? Because that sets the tone and that sets everything else to follow from it. So vision, mission, culture is the first 3. Then from that, you can drop down into goals, and critically, of course, SMART goals. You want to make SMART goals. You can mention people in education. You can have a good organizational chart, so you know what your structure looks like. From your organizational chart, you can get positional contracts for each of those roles in the system, in the organizational chart. From the positional contracts, you can get KPIs. Again, going back to testing and measuring. If you know what people's KPIs are, you know what their expected outcomes are, you can measure it. If you measure it, you can actually manage it properly. Then you can develop your how-to systems, and from your how-to systems, you can then go to your management system. So 8 or 9 key areas there. Now, remember what we said up front. Massive benefit in terms of consistency of delivery, consistency of training, consistency of communication. You get more time back in your life, so you don't have to run around thinking, wow, what do I have to do every time? You can actually spend that time valuably on your business, and valuably, if it's important to you, and I suspect it is, with your family, with your friends. So you get more time back. And then, of course, you get better communication, better teams, more in control, all of those positive benefits. If you want to know more, give me a shout, because this is something which is absolutely close to all of our hearts as business owners. Love to be able to help you. Give me a shout. Let's take action. Let's see how we can do this in your business to make a difference for you. Thanks so much, and have a brilliant week. All the best.